The revolution in Hypixel Skyblock draws nearer. More and more people have begun an open revolt against Dante, and there is less than 2 days left to vote for a leader. However, Dante has decided to institute some new rules. My name is Derailious, and the question remains, is this his final act, or a prelude to something more? On top of Dante's new perk, we have a few other things to go over, notably the disabling of Block Zappers and the addition of warnings and kicks whenever you have a blacklisted mod. We'll be going over all of that in a minute though, but before we do, I want to say thank you guys for all the support recently, as it really does mean a ton, but only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you could hit that button down below, as well as liking the video and joining my Discord, really would mean a ton. Without any further ado though, let's get right into the video. Now, for the past few days in Hypixel Skyblock, something pretty interesting has happened. If you look up in the sky, you can see that the moon isn't actually moving in the sky, which is pretty interesting because there's supposed to be a day and night cycle. I found this pretty weird as well, so I decided to head inside the community center, and sure enough, if you walk over to Dante and click on him, you can see that it is his doing. As you can see, under increased security, he has a new perk, decreased sunlight and preventing sunburn. Considering the situation as a whole, although the removal of the sun isn't really that big of a deal, I actually think it makes the game look a little bit better. I don't really think that this is the only new perk we're going to be seeing from Dante. It feels like as the revolution goes on, he'll be getting more and more and worse overall perks. Things like removing dungeons as a whole, things like lowering minion output, stuff that'll generally make the entire community pretty upset, I feel like is entirely on the table here. As he gets more desperate, he'll try to find more reasons to restrict our ability to play the game, and that will give us supposedly a reason to keep him in power so that these bad things don't happen. It won't work, obviously, but I feel like it's a pretty cool overall concept, although when it comes down to it, the fact that backpacks are still closed, I'd really like to see that fixed before we get more awful perks from Dante. In reality, though, at the very least, this is pretty fun, and even if nothing else comes from it, I really like this new perk. Definitely makes making videos a little bit cooler because now it's always nighttime. In some pretty sad overall news, the Block Zapper has been completely disabled, and this goes along with the other disablings, notably the backpack disabling and pretty much anything that's a bag being disabled currently. There's a lot of dupes related to these items, and I hope they get patched up pretty quickly, but at the rate that these dupes keep getting found, it's very unlikely we're going to be seeing stuff like this anytime soon. Backpacks hopefully will be fixed pretty soon, but a long-term solution is actually needed, and I think that involves completely rewriting the plugin code for basically all of these items. It's just far too easy to glitch out the server with them, and as every new dupe comes, it just becomes more likely that more of them get found in the future. So yeah, hopefully this gets fixed pretty soon. I really want to be able to use backpacks again, but in reality, I don't mind waiting a little bit. As one final piece of pretty important and major news, a few weeks back, Hypixel basically made a disallowed list of modifications that you weren't allowed to use. They stated that they would give you 2 weeks to remove these from your profile with basically no consequences at all. There would be no warnings and there would be no kicks. We are not at the point for them to start banning people yet, but they will be issuing warnings and kicks for people who still have these disallowed modifications on their profiles. So, make sure that you either update your modifications or remove the ones that aren't meant to be on your list of mods. Honestly, this shouldn't be that big of a deal yet. If you start getting kicked from games, make sure you remove the mods that are actually bannable. As you can see, there's a list on screen now of the types of mods that can get you banned, but there is no actual distinct list of every single mod and whether it's allowed or not. Generally though, if you're keeping to major mods and you are making sure they are updated, you should be fine. In reality, I don't think anyone will be really banned for this yet at all, and at least not for another 2 weeks, and probably for much longer than that. So make sure you update your mods, and yeah, that's about that. Honestly, we're at a pretty large turning point in Hypixel Skyblock. With the revolution about to start in about a day or so, we're going to have a lot of content to cover over the next few days and weeks. This Dante thing has been really fun to talk about so far, and this event has been one of the best overall. It's sad to see a lot of items being disabled because of dupes, but at the end of the day, it's just what's going to happen when you have a large multiplayer game. But hopefully they're able to solve the issues that the game has right now, and we can get an increased flow of content over the next few weeks and months, because honestly the last few weeks have been really great, not just for the game, but for this channel specifically. If you guys are new here, please make sure you like and subscribe, as well as commenting down below, as that really helps out in the algorithm. My name is Derailious though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.